Three sentences into a conversation with a guy from Texas, a soft drawl leaks into your own vowels, and a tiny alarm goes off inside your skull. Wait, am I mocking him? Did he hear that? Do I look like a total fraud right now? You didn't decide to do that. Nobody chooses it. But it happens to almost everyone, and it has a name. It's called the chameleon effect, and the short version is this. Your brain copied his accent before you were even aware there was an accent to copy. It's not a performance, it's a reflex. The same reflex that makes you cross your arms 2 seconds after the person across the table crosses theirs. So that's the first relief. You're not a phony. This is involuntary, it's automatic, and it runs way under the level where faking it even lives. But that just moves the question somewhere stranger. Because if you didn't decide to do it, then what exactly did? And why does catching yourself doing it make your whole face go hot? That flush, the second-hand embarrassment heat that climbs up your neck the second you hear the drawl come out of your own mouth, that's not random. It's telling you something. So let me hand this straight to someone who lives right there, in that exact feeling. Sarah, why does copying his accent make us blush, like we got caught stealing?
Because your body just did something honest before you were ready to admit it. Here's what's actually happening. When two people click, when there's real rapport, your nervous systems start to sync. Your bodies drift together, heart rates edge closer, breathing lines up. Your pitch, your pacing, the little melody of your speech all slide toward the other person. Scientists call it interpersonal synchrony, and speech is just the loudest channel it leaks out on. So the accent isn't you performing. It's the sound of two nervous systems falling into step. The blush is you catching your own body being warm at someone before your brain has signed off on it.
Huh. Okay, so the cringe is actually a good sign. The heat in your face is just you noticing your own body reaching for a stranger. And once you see that, you realize it was never really about the accent at all. The accent is just the loudest, most embarrassing symptom of something much bigger your body is doing the entire time you talk to someone. Watch yourself next time. You match the guy's foot tapping. You pick up your colleague's exact little hand chop when she makes a point. You slow your whole rhythm down to meet someone calm and slow. You even do it in text. You start borrowing their punctuation, the length of their ha ha ha, which emoji they reach for. None of that is accent. All of it is the same machine. And the machine runs on one beautifully dumb little rule that scientists have tested to death. Simply seeing an action turns on the same brain wiring you'd use to do that action. Watch someone lean in, and the parts of you that know how to lean in quietly light up. Perceiving and doing share the same circuits. So perception leaks into behavior almost by default. Watching becomes doing, unless something actively stops it. That leak even has a home in the brain. There's a system in your motor cortex that fires both when you move and when you watch someone else move, the mirror system, first spotted in monkeys by Rizzolatti's team in Parma. Your brain is not a sealed box, watching other people from behind glass. It's constantly, physically rehearsing them. Every person you talk to, you are quietly running a copy of, inside your own skull. So the accent copying isn't some flaw in you. It's the surface of a system that's mirroring everyone, all the time. Which flips the question again, not why do I do this embarrassing thing? The bigger one, why is your body wired to reach for a stranger this hard, this fast, without ever asking your permission? What is it so desperate to get? And here's where it stops being cute. Because the answer isn't really about being friendly. It's about survival. And it is a lot colder than you'd think. Peter, why would evolution build a reflex this powerful just to copy someone's vowels?
Because it was never about the vowels. Strip the warmth off it for a second. For almost all of human history, you did not survive as an individual. You survived as a member of a group. And a group has one brutal filter. Are you one of us or not? The person who couldn't instantly read as one of us got pushed out. And out there, alone, exile wasn't lonely. Exile was death. So your brain quietly runs a threat check on every stranger it meets. Match him. Sound like him, lower his guard, get accepted, stay inside the circle where the food and the safety are. The accent matching isn't sweet, it's the exhaust coming off a survival engine that's been running for 100,000 years. Your mouth is negotiating your membership before your conscious mind even knows there's a deal on the table.
So the blush, the drawl, all of it, that's an ancient membership check, leaking through. Cold when you put it like that. But it explains why it feels so urgent and so completely out of your hands. And it explains the strangest part of all, the times you do the exact opposite. Because sometimes you don't copy someone. Sometimes you catch yourself leaning harder into your own accent, digging in, sounding more like yourself than you normally would. And you might think that's just you being cold or rude. It isn't. It's the same system, thrown into reverse. When you feel someone pushing their identity onto you, when some part of you decides, we are not the same tribe, your speech pulls away on purpose. Convergence pulls you together. Divergence pushes you apart. Same dial, same engine. Your body is just deciding, under the hood, which one this particular stranger gets. And it starts almost impossibly early. Babies do a kind of proto-mirroring long before they can talk. This isn't a habit you picked up, or an adult affectation you can just decide to drop. It's deep, old wiring, installed before language, running under language, for your entire life. Now here's the twist that should end the shame for good. That reflex you've been apologizing for? It works. It actually gets you the exact thing you're terrified it costs you.
This is the part I wish everyone knew. When people get subtly mirrored, when you match their posture, their pace, their sound, they don't find you fake. They can't even tell it's happening, but they walk away rating you as more likable, more trustworthy, and they're measurably more willing to help you afterward. Mimicry is social glue. So the accent you were mortified about, it didn't make him think less of you. It quietly made him like you more. You weren't exposing yourself. You were building trust with a tool so old and so smooth that neither of you could feel it working.
So the whole fear was backwards. The thing you thought exposed you as a fraud was the exact thing making a stranger trust you. And that snaps the last piece into place. You caught yourself doing the drawl and heard phony people pleaser, no real self. But look at what your brain was actually running. High empathy, high plasticity, a social protocol so fast and so fluent it can diffuse a stranger and build a bridge before your slow, judging mind has even finished booting up. That's not a missing self. That's rare, good social hardware. The people who feel this the strongest aren't the emptiest ones. They're the ones whose nervous systems reach out the fastest, the ones wired to belong. So the next time you're 3 sentences into a conversation and you hear a stranger's accent creep into your own mouth and that little alarm starts screaming fraud, you can finally answer it. You didn't fake his accent. Your nervous system shook his hand before your brain could. And that's not you losing yourself. That's your body whispering, I'm one of you, in a language older than words.